Hello, interneters. So if you're following my reviews, you'll see I just covered Mario Kart as well as Mortal Kombat, who had a mini game called Motor Combat. So I'm in the mood to review another kart game. And away we go. So today we'll be taking a look at Sonic All-Stars, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. It's hard not to think about Mario Kart when you're playing this game. There's quite a bit that's similar, and it was that thought process that stopped me from picking this title up years ago, actually, which ended up being a mistake. It's a good title. That being said, there's a lot here that you won't get in the Mario Kart on the Wii, so let's go over some of the differences. Storyline is really the same here as it is a Mario Kart. This is a franchise mashup, and being so, it's filled with a lot of fan service and exists on a level that I would say doesn't require a story for motivation. Like Mario Kart, this game saves. The game saves, not this, the game saves are referred to as licenses. There is a Grand Prix, a single race, and time trials, all which are similar formats to Mario Kart. But you get an extra mode missions. You're given a task to complete, and once you do, you'll unlock the next challenge. I don't always like these kind of challenges in a game, but I really did enjoy them in this particular game so far, and I think about 8 or so challenges deep at this point. You also have multiplayer modes like Mario Kart, up to 4 local players. If you're online, it's up to 8 in a race, where the Mario Kart does do 12, but since the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection no longer exists, that part is kind of moot now. So one thing you have here that you don't on Mario Kart for the Wii, King of the Hill. Yes, you can have a free-for-all, not team-based. So if you're wanting some battle mode a la Mario Kart, look no further than Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. Also, you have other multiplayer modes, of course. You have a free race, arena, collect the emeralds, which is kind of like the coin collecting, and capture the chaos, which is like a capture the flag. So how does it look? Overall, it's not quite as clean as Mario Kart is for really just a couple of reasons. Neither detract from the game, however. But if you're a nitpicker, here's what I noticed. Jaggies. Lots of jaggies. There's no anti-aliasing here to speak of. Frame rate. Well, most may not even notice. The frame rate isn't always up to where you would anticipate this game being around 60. I would say it even blows. It drops below 30. Now, neither of those things are game breaking, and they won't affect the amount of fun the game offers, which is quite a bit. Well, let's move over to some positives. The game does actually look great despite the jaggies. The textures and amount of animations are the trade-off for the above statements, or prior statements. Character models are more detailed, each with their own animations, and these animations are pretty dang fun, and they don't get old. Something the Mario Kart franchise doesn't hit at this level. Mario Kart, you get some looks and you get a little bit, but these are full-on animations, people jumping out of their carts and doing all sorts of weird stuff. The environments are busier, and they try to sneak in a higher detailed texture, which isn't bad or good, but because of those higher textures, I think that's part of where the drop in the frame rate goes on, especially with the busier environments. Now, speaking of the environments, the track designs are very well done. Most of these will rival Mario Kart, and some of them are even better. There's some tracks I liked a bit better. I was surprised to see this level of quality in a kart game. Even I know, it is Sega. It's all the franchises mashed together, so it better be good, right? But when you're competing against the king, and how does it sound? Sounds great. It's about what you would expect. The effects and such are well executed with just the right level of silliness. Nothing too standout or new here, but well done regardless. And even though the game as a whole is great, the soundtrack is really standout. I would say it's equal to the quality of Mario Kart, and sometimes it'll surpass it. For sure, though, put this on your playlist. Being a remix of Sonic and Sega arcade classics, it's got to be awesome, right? Throw this on the playlist. And one other thing, the audio reminded me of it. As you complete races and tasks, you'll earn miles. It's kind of like the coins, and you can in turn use those to buy and unlock things, levels, characters, and songs, which is a pretty neat thing. Instead of just unlocking stuff as you go, you can see what you can unlock, and it kind of gives you that extra motivation to do a little more. Now, controls. We have a few options, of course. The Wiimote by itself, the Wiimote paired to a nunchuck, and the Classic/Pro controller. Unfortunately, there is no GameCube controller support. Sad day. Most players will likely default to the Wiimote by itself, which works near identical to the Mario Kart controls. The Turbo, however, is the one button and not the B button, which also happens to be your brake, as in the one button is both your... I don't know why I said turbo. I'm sorry. I guess it is. But it's also your drift, and it's also your reverse. So it's weird having one button for all of those, and I found the drift in this configuration to be a bit unreliable for me. Now, the Wiimote nunchuck and the Classic Pro controllers, that's where it's at. For some reason, I did not have the drift issue with either of these setups. I think it's related to the tilt steering. I think what happens is I'm not tilting enough for it to be able to engage the drift. My personal choice here is the Pro controller. Super comfortable, and it's the game is very drift heavy, so you want to make sure you have a comfy controller that's going to respond well. So clearly, I like the game, and yeah, it has a few shortcomings when compared to Mario Kart, but also has some features and qualities that Mario Kart lacks. So who's it for? Well, it's a pretty wide spectrum here. It's a very accessible game, and it would be hard to not have fun in a multiplayer situation on it. Some who already own a card game may not be interested, and I actually fell into that category, as I said in the beginning, and I do regret it. I mean, I have it now, and so I can enjoy it, but, it's like saying, oh, I already have a platformer, why would I need a second one? Yeah, it was stupid. Anyway, so it's really worth a try. Any age bracket really as well. And if you're a Sega fanboy, you'll like everything from the characters to the music to the level designs, as it'll all be very familiar. And they've done a nice job of balancing the game and retaining the feel and keeping things true to the original franchises, as much as possible, of course. So right now, the game is averaging a price of about $8. It peaked at $10 last winter. Ooh. But it's on the decline again. For under $10, it's absolutely worth it. Go for it. Grab it. This one's no brainer. Unless you hate Sega and you hate kart games, then I don't know what to say. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Anyway, so go get it. Enjoy it. You will like this. You're welcome. And as always, thank you for watching. And if you did enjoy this, please subscribe, like, share, do whatever you need to do. And have a good day. Happy interneting.